Okay, welcome, folks. Uh, I got the feedback on the bell is too quiet. I've been ringing the bell at that level for like 7 years. This is the importance of feedback. It may render differently on YouTube than when we're all on Zoom. Anyway, I will take that into account in half an hour when we are done officially meditating. And yeah, lovely to see all these names and be with you this week. So okay, let's settle in for some practice together. Maybe just beginning with whatever gratitude you have for having a path. Even though you could say I was pretty happy before finding practice, there was another way in which life felt unworkable. That there were existential questions, challenges that I had absolutely no answer for. And the path didn't answer everything, but it answered enough. And for that, there might be some good bit of gratitude in your life, in mine. So just let the gratitude you have for your path just soften your heart as we begin here. And then where the attention goes is much less important than the qualities of the attention. Shinzen Young defines mindfulness as a threefold skill set working together: concentration, clarity, and equanimity. Concentration, the sense of stability, the stability of the attentional focus, the telescope gazing at the stars, shaking. We miss the grandeur of the sky. So we stabilize the attention. That means we detect distractors, let go, nurture this stability, this fidelity to the object of attention. And clarity, perceiving phenomena at a much higher resolution. Could say both temporally and spatially, that we're perceiving time in thinner slices. We're perceiving the object with greater magnification, higher resolution picture of the breathing or our body or whatever. The equanimity, becoming frictionless in the face of samsara, frictionless, even given the tides of pleasant and unpleasant, the tides of change, anicca. We might still have preferences, but equanimity settles the compulsive energies to enact those preferences. For our purposes of freedom, everything becomes good enough. Maybe the anchor is your breathing or your body more broadly. Maybe it's sound. Maybe the anchor is everywhere, nowhere. We're cultivating concentration, clarity, equanimity, moment by moment, undaunted by the pull of frenzy and muddiness and grasping. We have some reverence for the power of those forces, but we're undaunted, just humbly, moment by moment, nurturing a kind of alertness and stability, and higher resolution, frictionlessness. Sometimes it seems like each moment is freedom beckoning us. And maybe I can't be totally free right now, but I will rehearse my freedom in this moment. I will not underestimate the Buddha Dharma. Don't let your mind land anywhere. Don't give it the security of conclusions, the security of having a place, of having a ground, of having reference points, having a story. Don't give it the security of doubt and spectatoring. Don't give it the hope that greed or hate might work out. Silent, absent, walking an empty road, all praise, says Rumi. Okay, so that's been good to be with you this week. Appreciated our time. So for me, getting into practice, I think I saw Jack Kornfield's Path with Heart early in practice. And what I remember is maybe a chapter or something like that where he suggested that at the end of our life, one question will loom large. Did I love well? And it was like, that just felt very true. And it was sort of like, how do I do that? What can I do? Tell me what to do. And it's a beautiful question and fair enough to wonder, what do I do? But it strikes me that we've maybe overemphasized choice and choicefulness in Dharma, and sometimes underemphasize the training dimensions. So we often, talk about how Dharma allows us to make wise choices. We come to a kind of fork in the road. We choose the healthy, the wholesome, rather than the unwholesome. We respond rather than we react. We choose letting go rather than holding on. And fair enough, fair enough. But it somehow doesn't really capture the flavor of practice for me. And it strikes me that some of the emphasis on choice is about our preference for control and doingness and a kind of instant gratification of just giving the agitated energy a channel into which to flow, right? Because we talk about beingness, something like this. But a lot of what Dharma teachers, including myself, say is like, do these things. And whenever I say something like, okay, here are 4 things to do, people just take out their pencils and act like it's the most important part of what I'm going to say. And I don't mean to belittle it. There's a place for that, right? But the training aspects, the kind of very quiet accumulation of merit in the heart, made over a long period of time, made by maybe many little micro choices, that strikes me as where the heart of the Dharma is. And sometimes say that the Dharma is better at preventing fires than extinguishing them. In other words, it is a training about creating good habits, good momentum, elevating the trait level of mindfulness and equanimity and love so that it doesn't feel like a choice we have to make to love rather than hate. Hate is actually off the table, but we don't know when that possibility fell off the table. If an athlete was being coached right in sports match or something, there might be some strategy, make these choices, do this, but mostly it would be about trust your training, right? You've been practicing for 20 years, right? You've been playing basketball for 20 years. Trust your body, right? And so we commit to training. And part of what that entails is a measure of patience, that the impulse to choose something now that's sometimes right, but sometimes kind of naive. We don't have to see everything change now. Part of what we're doing is trusting the logic of the path, the unfolding of the path, and just making very small gestures of the heart today, not hoping to be totally free of dukkha right now, but in training ourselves in a Dharma life. And part of what that grants us is that we're less compulsive in our evaluation. How am I doing? How's it going? How free am I right now? How much suffering is this? It's like we're not sampling ourselves every moment to see how we're doing. And in this interpersonal realm, we're not shocked or heartbroken when we get tangled up in the same way we used to. We just recommit to training. The the Buddha was not a couples counselor or family therapist or organizational consultant, but at the same time, so much of what was offered, so much of the Buddhist path is a training in loving well, this gradual cultivation in loving well. There's really obviously the Dharma is aimed in a sense we could say at freedom, but we might also say there's no part of the Dharma that should make us more annoying to others. That's sometimes like my main aspiration. Like, what's your highest aspiration, Matthew? It's like, I just want to be a little less annoying. I know you stayed through the week, so you don't think I'm annoying, but a lot of people do. I'm trying to be less annoying. That's like my peak bodhisattva vow. All of the teachings, all of the teachings are a way of making us actually uh, bringing the practice is bringing the blessings of this path will inevitably spill into interpersonal life. Sila, samadhi, panya. Ethical training, mind training, wisdom. This is all a training in loving well. And so sila, we train in becoming a kind of refuge for others, of gradually increasing our ethical sensitivity, of becoming more and more exquisitely attuned to our impact on others. This is an aspect of sila, but also an aspect of our clarity. And as our ethical sensitivity grows, we we feel more cleanly bad when we do harm. Muddled bad, guilt, and this whole self story, the muddled bad, sometimes guilt is just a defense against the simple pain of remorse. We start to feel cleanly bad. Oh, that wasn't quite right. No big thing. Why? No, just we feel it and we consolidate our intention to love well, to be careful with the hearts of others. And this same love actually helps us begin to understand the care that we're worthy of, right? We won't always get it, but it helps you understand the care, the love you're worthy of. We learn what we're worthy of by loving well. We don't decide to be good. This is not a choice. We become gradually more and more devoted to minimizing harm. That is a training. The mind training, samadhi, this kind of broader sense of mind training, that is gradual. It has profound dimensions for our interpersonal life. On Wednesday evening was talking about the place of attention in sexual life, intimate life. And attention, obviously, the training of our attention has profound place in the whole of our interpersonal life. What does it mean to love? Is it like the deepest feeling, the strongest commitment? Is it unambivalence? No, it's not. We can love even with quiet feeling, without the strongest commitment, with ambivalence. We can love even with that. Friend and colleague Mark Belzer said that love is the willingness to pay attention. To love a person is to be willing to pay attention to them. It's not more complicated than that. Actually paying attention to self or another is love in action. Maybe we say like, no, it's gotta be more than that. Love's gotta be more bells and whistles and fireworks. To love a person is to be willing to pay attention to them deeply, right? To be genuinely willing. That's love in action. When you actually cultivate what it means to pay attention, you can sense how much love is in that. So we train in the receptivity of awareness, we stabilize it, we learn to, in this mind training, we learn to tolerate more and more energy coursing through our body and staying poised. That's training. A lot of the harm we do interpersonally is when the body is overrun by energy and we cannot stay poised. We train in that poise. We learn how to deeply melt into the field of awareness to experience self and other within the same space. Our wisdom about our existential condition becomes, through our clarity, through our understanding, it becomes more poignant. It makes love more urgent. We learn, and then love becomes more urgent. To let anicca truly inform our love. This is a product of learning, training in wisdom. That we cannot take that in one gulp, cannot take in anicca in one gulp. We train in living not in light of immortality, but with the understanding of finitude. We live in the light of finitude. Nietzsche said that truth is apportioned to one according to their strength. Dharma training makes us stronger, makes us stronger. We understand more about craving and love and kindness and renunciation. If we don't understand that, we cannot love well. If we don't understand self-deception and the ways in which much of our life is a confabulation of greed and aversion, it's hard to love well. We are stepping out of self-deception. As Rodney Smith said, when we're living in that, we confuse ourselves, confuse others, become defensive. We're training in wisdom. All of this is a training. And we often look for the kind of fireworks moments of breakthrough insight, but often we just do not detect the slow melting of dukkha, the slow accumulation of the paramis, of the strengths of our heart as a function of training. Maybe it sounds like all this training, yeah, but it's like, isn't that bhava tanha, the craving to become? So the intricacies of the Dharma, what we can say is, may it continue. Okay, offer this for your consideration and look forward to seeing you somewhere on the larger Dharma campus, YouTube or elsewhere. Okay, folks, you be well. Okay.